Alidar, he's moving too, and Alidar comes like a shot into third.
Fusaichi Pegasus will roll into Kentucky as the favorite in the Derby.
And here it is. The 37-year wait is over. American Pharoah is finally the one.
In the roster of great horses to run in the Met Miles, you're certainly going to see a lot of excellent Phipps horses over the years. And you did in '89 with Seeking the Gold and Dancing Spree, who had won the Breeders' Cup Sprint the year before. But I know that you feel that this was a race that really showed Jerry Bailey's final true emergence.
Well, we saw Jerry Bailey win a Met Mile earlier in the 80s, but this ride and this race in particular, to me, was his coming out. He proved that he was a world-class talent and was fulfilling the promise everybody always thought he had in this race.
This was a race where Proper Reality really steals the thunder very late. Seeking the Gold, who ended up being a tremendous sire, the son of Mr. Prospector, and it actually had a really good three-year-old season behind 49er. Dancing Spree had won the Breeders' Cup Sprint. He could go long, he could go short. He was an amazing horse, and Proper Reality shipping in for Bob Holthus with Jerry Bailey.
Yeah, and, you know, Bob Holthus, a guy who did great out in the Midwest. Jerry spent a winter at Oaklawn, and that's where he hooked up with Bob Holthus and got this mount. But I think you and I agree on this. The entry might have gotten each other's way just a little bit.
I think they did, and it's funny watching these races again, and, you know, it felt like, oddly, there may have been some somewhat premature moves, and I think it's something that you don't expect to see from Pat Day. These Met Miles show that Pat Day wasn't always patient Pat.
No, not at all. But I think his hand was forced a little bit.
I don't disagree.
And, you know, and I think Angel on Dancing Spree, you know, was taking his best shot to try to win the race, and Dancing Spree could at times. I mean, he ran a mile and a half as well as backing all the way up to 6 furlongs.
He was an incredible horse. And the fact that he could show this kind of speed. Now, when he won the Breeders' Cup Sprint, he came from the absolute clouds that day. I very cleverly blew a big bet in the pick 3 and used Dancing Spree, but that's for another time. Seeking the Gold was a very good horse. I do wonder a little bit if he just had a... I mean, I don't want to criticize him because he's one of my favorite horses. Did he have a tiny bit of hang? He couldn't get by 49er. He gets nailed in the money in this race. He had his chance against Ali Sheba. Looked like he was going to beat him in the Classic the prior year.
It's a good point, but you think about the fighter that 49er was, and this
what kind
race,
of horses he ran against.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so I don't know. I want to try to be fair to him. Now, Jerry Bailey's drafting in behind horses here, much like we saw earlier, Rafael Mazar and Garthorne. And this was a signature Jerry Bailey move. Watch as the inside horses start to fall away. He'll slide into their space without ever bothering anybody, and this won the race for him.
Well, I think it's very fair to say that Jerry, at the end of the day, outrode both Pat Day and Angel Cordero, something you can't say, but we can say. Here's Marshall Cassidy.
Seeking the Gold back into second. Proper Reality closing ground on the rail. The entry running 1-2. Dancing Spree, Seeking the Gold, closing ground. Proper Reality to the wire.
An amazing finish in this race. I watched this race on the 3rd floor at Belmont by the 16th pole, and watching it there, Richie, it looked like Seeking the Gold and Dancing Spree had won. You didn't even realize Proper Reality got through, and I remember they put up the numbers, and I'm like, I couldn't believe they got beaten. I was shocked and saddened.
Well, again, he slid into that spot, and he did it so kind of stealthily that you didn't even pick up on him. And the other thing that struck me when you watch it, how quickly he switched sticks, which was one of his signatures as well. Obviously, 3 Hall of Fame riders, noses apart on the line.
Right. I mean, not only are you looking at Proper Reality, Seeking the Gold, Dancing Spree, but you're looking at Jerry Bailey, Pat Day, Angel Cordero, of course, Bob Holthus in the winner's circle. We're seeing a lot of interesting names here. Shug McGaughey training the other 2. There was really no loser in this Met. And you know, you can say about these Met Miles, you give all the credit to the winners, but you can't take anything away from the losers.
Oh, they all ran a winning race. And honestly, do horses know when they lose by a nose? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know if this one, I mean, this had to shock an announcer because it really never looked like Proper Reality was getting up.
No, at the 16th pole, it looked like he was going to get beat a long neck, and then he just found a bit more. But again, I go back to that move at the top of the stretch. And again, Jerry Bailey in this race, to me, signaled that he was going to be a force to be reckoned with, which obviously he was.
He certainly was.